Obviously, a short week with a Wednesday road game. How hard is it to focus on the next opponent when you have a compressed amount of time?
Well, it's very hard, and that's why the focus has to always be on us. You know, our performance, how hard we're working, the things that we can control. Because when you start playing and worrying about the outside world, your next opponent, you can go stir crazy because it almost seems as if you leave one and you're quickly to the next. But we're going through a difficult stretch for us. If you go all the way back to when we played Cal at home and we lost that home game on that Saturday, we went to Colorado and had a Thursday, Sunday swing on the road, an extended day that makes it longer. And because you play on a Sunday, the next opponent the next week is on you quickly, which was because we played Washington on a Wednesday, not a Thursday. And here we go again. After finishing up with Washington State on a Saturday, you know, we're quickly moving to LA to play on Wednesday and then an extended day Saturday. So our guys are being taxed somewhat here down the stretch. But every team in our conference has those moments in the schedule which are more or less difficult, and we're at the home stretch of everything anyway. Well, USC, since our game that we played them, really caught fire. I know they had a tough game against UCLA, but other than that, they beat UCLA at UCLA, which is difficult to do, and have played probably the best basketball of their season here over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And we recognize that, and I also know that we didn't catch them on their best performance here in McHale. It's a road game. They're coming down the home stretch of their season, and we're going to have to play extremely well. As you know, Rich, we've played well on the road. That's one of the characteristics of this year's team, and we have 2 difficult road games in LA this week.
What are your thoughts on the second matchup with the Bruins this season?
Well, they took it to us the first time, probably beat us start to finish more so than any team that we've played this year. We've only lost 4 games to this point, but I would put that loss in a different category because although we rallied in the second half, you had that feeling really from the opening tip to the final buzzer that they were the better team. And, you know, it's been a long time since that game, and we're going to have to play, in my mind, the best game we've played all season to beat them. Larry Drew, their point guard, had a sensational game against us at McHale. I would say that more so than any of their players, the way he played in that game was the most meaningful to their victory, and we didn't have an answer for him. He got around the court wherever he wanted and made his teammates better. Some of the baskets scored by his teammates were just a real direct reflection of his great point guard play in that game. So it starts with him to having a better plan and being able to defend him, not allow him to make his teammates better like he did in McHale. And then from there, you know, Shabazz Muhammad, in my mind, is if he's not the best player in our conference, him and Alan Crabb, I think it's 1A and 1B. And he does it in a very efficient way, and he's not an easy guy to guard.
Obviously, 3 games left in the regular season, and obviously still right there in the hunt for the Pac-12 regular season title. What does Arizona have to do to, aside from the obvious, win 3 games? I mean, what are you focused on in these last 3?
Well, really just taking the game that we're about ready to play and having its own separate identity. You know, it's not a 3-game season. It's about us preparing to do the very best we can against USC in a pivotal road game, and to be prepared for that game and to play well and know the things that we need to do inside of that game that make us a good team, and do them well and execute. And then leave that game and move to the next. Sometimes if you make each game bigger than it needs to, or you start getting too far ahead of yourself, you'll get what you deserve, and that is a loss. So, you know, for us, we played good basketball. I think somebody told me over the weekend that, you know, we're one of, I think, 6 teams that have been ranked in the top 12 from start to finish. That's a real testament to our team's consistent play. It's difficult to win every single game, and for us, we've always wanted to compete for the Pac-10 regular season championship, and that's what we're doing. We have 2 weeks of our season left, and we're right there in the thick of things. And, you know, hopefully a week from today we can feel the same way. And we're going to need the ball to bounce a few ways for us. Everyone needs good fortune, but for us to compete all the way from start to finish is something we set out to do, and at this point we're still doing it.